What's up, fantasy champions? Spotlight Sports Network is excited to tell you about an amazing deal from Thrive Fantasy, your place for daily fantasy sports and esports. Right now, with promo code SS Network, Thrive Fantasy will match up to $50 of your first deposit. So go to thrivefantasy.com and sign up now with promo code SS Network. That's thrivefantasy.com, promo code SS Network. Blame you guys for being frustrated. I'm frustrated. Cleaning it up, knowing where you're supposed to be, knowing what your job is. Don't try to do more than what you're supposed to be doing. Wrap up, tackle. Stop trying to take people's heads off and just get them to the ground. Raiders. What's good, everybody? This is your boy Raider J77, and we are coming to you to talk about the signing of David Irving. I got another little news nugget for you as well. This is my city, my game. I appreciate everybody that has jumped in here to check it out. Check out this video. Shout out to all the subscribers. I appreciate you. Definitely, if you have not, if you're watching this for the first time, make sure that you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell. That way you get all the notifications of all of the live feeds, all of the news and stuff like that that I drop on this channel. Also, make sure you check out Spotlight Raiders Talk. That's another show that I am a part of with Darian. I am one of his guests pretty regularly. We do a weekly show. We do live play-by-plays of all the Raiders games, all that good stuff. So make sure you check that out. So right now, man, I'm excited. I have to be honest with you. I'm excited. This is a signing that I really pounded the table for. As soon as I heard, I didn't even know the dude was reinstated until almost at the same time that I knew that he was going to be worked out by the Raiders. So I'm super excited, man. David Irving, the guy has the potential to be a beast. There's no risk, all reward in this signing. I think it was a smart thing to do to bolster this defensive line. Bring in a guy that knows Rob Marinelli, knows how he operates, knows how he works. And just, really bolster that defensive line and bring depth and bring a possible stud on the defense, specifically the defensive line. And I love the fact that he could play defensive end, he could play defensive tackle. You can move him in and out on the line. He's got the versatility that way. The guy's like 6'7", 200 and something pounds. And the guy is just a beast. So I did a little bit of research and looking into him. So his most productive action came in 2017 and 2018 when he recorded 8 sacks, 12 quarterback hits, 11 tackles for a loss, and that was over a 10-game period. He faced a suspension in each of the 2 seasons and was plagued with a concussion and ankle injury that derailed his availability. Irving's last game came in October 21st, 2018. So he will have some rust. He hasn't played for a while, so he definitely will have some rust. It's going to take him a minute to get back into football shape, but they signed him to the practice squad. He's not going to play this Sunday against the Bucs, from what I understand. It would be a long shot if he was, because he's got to pass the COVID-19 protocol. And so I highly doubt that he's even going to be eligible to play. And even if he did, they'd probably go ahead and just have him, let him practice for another week, get back into better football shape before they actually throw him out there. Because the last thing you want to do is have a guy go down with an injury that you just signed that could be a potential playmaker, a potential dog on your defense, because you put him in there too soon. He wasn't in football shape and he got hurt. We saw that, at the beginning of the season with the short off season and no preseason. We saw a lot of injuries coming out from guys who just were not in that football shape. And it doesn't matter how much you work out or exercise. There's nothing replaces live game play. So these guys really have to get in there and hit those practices and do that live, full speed play, before they can really get back into football shape. So I wouldn't rush him out there too soon. He definitely could be a piece that we would utilize, making this playoff push. So don't want to push him out there too soon. I'd love to see him play against the Bucks. I'd love to see him play against Tom Brady, because I hope Tom Brady gets annihilated on Sunday, because I can't stand Tom Brady. But no, I don't know a Raiders fan that can stand Tom Brady. But yeah, I think that they're going to take their time with putting him out there. Another little tidbit: in the last 10 games before his suspension, he managed 26 total tackles, 16 solo tackles, 8 sacks, and 6 passes defensed, and a forced fumble. So he was playing really well right before he was suspended. Now, some people are worried about, the whole marijuana issues and stuff like that. I'm not too concerned about it. The new CBA doesn't, protects players, when it comes to marijuana usage. I'd be more concerned that, if it was maybe like a narcotics issue, maybe, if he had a pill problem or something like that, a pill addiction, that I'd be a little bit more concerned about. He's come out, he's been very vocal about his issue, not his issue, but his usage of marijuana. A lot of it has to do with pain management and stuff like that. He prefers to do that over the opioids. And I understand that. I get that. You might not agree with me, but I totally get that. I think that's completely reasonable. Better use the natural stuff than the chemical stuff, opioids. But that's just my opinion. That's just who I am. So I'm not too concerned about that being any issue as far as, off the field issues or whatnot. So I think he's going to be a great player. I think he's going to be, I think we're going to be able to utilize him. I have a lot of confidence in the fact that he's going to do well. But of course, time will tell. And that remains to be seen. We haven't seen him actually get out on the field yet. So, but I'm excited about it. I think it's really awesome. Just real quick, one little extra news or tidbit. So it looks like Mo Hurst is going to be brought off of the COVID-19 reserve list. So he will be playing this Sunday, it sounds like. He's been in practice. Sounds like full participation. So that is going to be another huge piece to this defensive line. He was playing great football when he went onto the reserved COVID-19 list. He was one of our best defenders, probably some would say even had the best numbers on the defense, or the best ranking on the defense. So I'm excited to get him back. That's going to be another huge piece for this defensive line. It doesn't look like I've heard that Richie Incognito and Brian Edwards will most likely not be available this Sunday against the Buccaneers. I'm disappointed about that. I was really hoping to at least get Richie Incognito back to really shore up that offensive line, especially against the Buccaneers, whose defense is playing really well right now. But we know Derek Carr can get the ball out of his hands really, really quickly. We know we got Ruggs playing, so that's a great thing. And then of course, you can't forget about Darren Waller. So I'm not too concerned about a whole bunch of sacks or anything like that. But obviously you always want to have your starters. You want to have your main dogs on that offensive line. You want to have those alpha dogs out there that are opening up those lanes for the running back, for Josh Jacobs to go through and Booker to go through. But also just to make sure that, you're keeping your quarterback upright. But I'm not 100%, I'm not like too terribly concerned about it, but we'll see. We'll have to see what happens. Hopefully they'll be able to account for not having Richie Incognito in there. And of course, Brian Edwards, being another starting wide receiver would be great to have him back. But let him rest. Let him make sure that they're 100% before you be throwing them out there. Because again, we want to make a playoff push. So we have to be careful with what we're doing. If the team pushes guys out too early in haste, you end up re-injuring something or injuring something else because you're favoring that injury. It's not good. We want to make sure that we're healthy come playoff time, or at least healthy healthy to make a playoff push at the end of the season, because that's when it really starts to get down to brass tacks. It's towards the end of the season. And preferably we win the division. I'm hoping we do, but at the very least, I'm shooting for a wild card spot and or win the division. That would be awesome. And or you can't do both. But anyhow, yeah, so make a push for it and get to the playoffs, not rush guys back too soon. I know that watching an interview with John Gruden, he said he wants players back as soon as possible, obviously, but he wants to make sure that everybody is healthy 100% before we rush out. We're 4-2 right now, or excuse me, 3-2 right now. So that's not bad. We're doing pretty good. There's not a huge cause for concern right now. So just relax, let everybody come back healthy, make sure everybody's 100%. So that's kind of where we're at right now. I'm totally excited about where we're going. I'm interested to see what other moves we make before the trade deadline. I haven't heard any rumors or anything about any big things. I know that there's a lot of a rumor out there that the Falcons are shopping Julio Jones to see if they can get some trade value for him. Looks like they may be ready to go into a rebuild. There's a lot of people that are super excited about bringing in Julio Jones. I'm not one of them. I don't think he's necessarily something we need. If they got him for a great price and they brought him in, I'm not going to be mad. But I don't think it's something that they're really too concerned about as far as the wide receiver position. Maybe if, Edwards, they weren't 100% sure of him, they're not totally sold on him as a wide receiver, I could see them bringing in Julio Jones, but definitely not for, a first round pick. Absolutely not. I don't see them doing it for that. There's other needs that they could use that first round pick in the draft to fill. So anyway, that's where we're at. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to the channel. Not just my channel, My City, My Game, but also go check out the Spotlight Raiders Talk and like and subscribe and hit the bell on that. Hit me up on the socials. I'm heavy on social media, so I'll always, answer if you guys have questions, if you guys have comments, if you guys want to hear if you have any ideas for topics you want to hear on the show, just let me know. Hit me up. Looks like right here, Raider _ J77. The Spotlight Raiders Talk right there. That's the YouTube. And then My City, My Game. That's my Facebook. So hit me up on the socials. And I want to hear from you guys. I'd love to have you guys in on a live feed in the chat, commenting. I definitely want to make sure that you guys are a part of the show. I appreciate you. This is why I do it, is for you guys, to get you guys this great Raiders content. So without further ado, you guys have yourselves a good afternoon, a good Wednesday, a good hump day, and I will catch you guys later on. Just win, baby. Peace out. Blame you guys for being frustrated. I'm frustrated. Cleaning it up, knowing where you're supposed to be, knowing what your job is. Don't try to do more than what you're supposed to be doing. Wrap up, tackle. Stop trying to take people's heads off and just get them to the ground. Raiders. What's up, fantasy champions? Spotlight Sports Network is excited to tell you about an amazing deal from Thrive Fantasy, your place for daily fantasy sports and esports. Right now with promo code SS Network, Thrive Fantasy will match up to $50 of your first deposit. So go to thrivefantasy.com and sign up now with promo code SS Network. That's thrivefantasy.com, promo code SS Network.